What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm talking about three deeply discounted stocks within the US stock market that I believe we can begin to add to our positions or start a new one entirely if we haven't already. Now, I do believe that all three of these stocks will significantly outperform the S&P 500 over the next coming years, but with the S&P 500 currently looking quite bearish, I do want to let you guys know that I am short-term bearish on the market as a whole, so I have chosen to dollar cost average into all three of these positions, and I do not think it is a smart idea to go ahead and full port or put all of your position size into this position or any of these positions today. Now, I do think it is a good idea to dollar cost average as the market is looking quite bearish, because if we are to just be in a dip and we do recover this, then good, we make a little bit of profit. But if not, it is not going to drown you on the loss short term. But that being said, whether we are going for some short term downside and looking for some long term prosperity, I do think that these stocks are all going to be good options for us. So before I do get into this video, I do want to let you guys know that we are approaching 1,000 subscribers very quickly. And first of all, thank you guys for that. It helps out a lot when you guys drop a sub or drop a like. So keep that up. And as well as that, we do have our free Discord link in the description down below. And once we do hit 1,000 subscribers, we will be choosing 3 members to give premium for life. That means we're going to be giving away a free premium membership, which includes live alerts with stocks and options, technical analysis breakdowns, daily watch list, stock picks, portfolio reviews, and much, much more. So make sure you guys go over there and join up. It's 100% free and take that chance at getting free premium for life. Now, let's go ahead and jump back into this video here where we're going to be starting off with Rocket Lab. And now Rocket Lab has seen a pretty good decline over the last few weeks, seeing highs of around 33, 38, and now we're sitting at around 1875, and we saw lows of around 1614. Now, I do think that adding to this position heavily between 1866 and 1525 can be really good if we are just in a little bit of a dip. So if you guys are long on the market here and not sitting as bearish as I am, I do think this is a good area to start adding long term for this stock. And nonetheless, if we are going to continue this dip, I do want to get this stock at a very discounted rate because I do think that aerospace is going to be a good and profitable business in the long term. And I think that that sector out as a whole is going to outperform the market in the next few years. So I am very bullish on Rocket Lab. And that also does go for other stocks like Lunar and ASTS, of course. So that is what I am thinking on Rocket Lab short term. I would like to see most of my ad come under 1866 to 1525, and then anything under that is a beautiful ad, guys. If we're to see some downside, I do think adding the stock anywhere under 1525 is really going to lead to some good money coming in the future. So I do think that sacrificing a little bit of short-term loss for some long-term profits is going to be worth it with all three of these stocks today. So I do not think that this is an area where you guys should turn off the video because you guys are sitting bearish on the market. I still think this is important information to know for when we do get out of whatever bearish sentiment that we are currently in. So we do have targets for Rocket Lab seeing highs of around 59.20 for this third wave move. Currently, we're in the second wave of this move, and it looks like we should be exiting that soon if we are to get green in the market. But if we are to see red, we will most likely stay under this line for a little bit and then eventually see that run up to the third wave. And then from there, we'll drop down for our fourth wave, either being between 42.45 and 37.35. And from there, we'll move up to our top range target of around 77.46. I do want to draw out some price targets for you guys with our data price range here. And you can see from where we are or where our intended buy would be to our top of our third wave move. That would be around 286% from prices at the low there at 1525. So if you could get your average below that, you would obviously be sitting very pretty. And then obviously, if we could make it up to this fifth wave move, that would be an insane 406% return. Obviously, this would be something that would come in maybe the end of the year. We could see wave three, especially if we aren't to see a bear market. But if we are to see a bear market, I do think that we still could recover and be starting that wave three by the end of this year. Definitely being above $30 by the end of this year, no matter what. Even if we are to see a bull market or a bear market, I do think that we can recover in time to begin to start that third wave move by at least the end of this year. So I really do not think this is a bad play to start to dollar cost average into. And once we do dip below $18.66, I will definitely start to dollar cost average down. Now, let's go ahead and get into our next stock here, which is going to be Oscar Health. Y'all know Oscar Health. It is my baby. I have 500 shares and this thing is looking beautiful. I continue to add more shares every single week, and I am not going to stop whether we are in a bull market or a bear market because this is going to be one of the best stocks of the next few years. Now, I do have a high price target of $70 on Oscar, but let's go ahead and break down why. That is going to be because of this beautiful cup and handle that we can see right here. I'll go ahead and draw it out a little bit, but you guys can see this beautiful cup, and we're currently in the handle, which is also taking us down for our wave two move. And once we do go ahead and complete this wave two move, whether that is at around 1509 like we saw earlier, we will continue up to our third wave move of around 45.19. And from prices today, that would be around a 254% move to the high, actually something closer to 256% move to that third wave extension. And then from there, we will drop back down to a zone of either 3240 or 2846. And from there, I expect a good bounce up to our wave 5 move, which would be targeting highs at around $70, being up around 448% from where we are today. Now, I think that this is a company that we can add anytime under 1730. I do think once we do flip the 1730 range to support, we will continue higher to that third wave move. So if that happens now or if it happens later, I don't care. I'm going to keep adding price or adding shares as we are below that number. And once we do go ahead and flip that number, I will definitely have enough shares to go ahead and get some pretty good profit out of this thing. So I am very bullish on Oscar long term. I think that they're going to benefit from the markets here, and you have seen that with everything red today. The S&P was red around 1.75%, and the Qs were red around 2.19%. Oscar was around 3.29% in the green. So when a stock is holding up that well with the market looking that bad, that is a really bullish sign for me long term. So I am very happy with my shares of Oscar right now, and I'm going to be even more happy as I do continue to add here. So I'm looking to get around 1,000 shares before we really do get into that $20 range. But I do have those targets sitting at around $45 and then $69. I think we could see $45 by the end of this year. Once this thing gets kicking, people are going to barrel into it, just like you've seen with Hims and Palantir. Same kind of setup here. Things like Hood, they have this cup and handle setup, and it gets explosive, guys. Do not sleep on a company like Oscar, also turning profitable and has 55% year over year revenue growth, along with some other great metrics. So I do think Oscar is a great buy and hold long term. So let's go ahead and jump into our last stock here, which is going to be a big name here in Google. I really like Google here. I think Google is a really good position to at least keep our eyes on. I don't know if this is a direct ad right now, but I do think that this is a great Mag 7 stock and definitely the cheapest Mag 7 stock to go ahead and start to dollar cost average into. Now, there is a lot of bullish catalysts with Google here. Not only do they have an insane moat with stuff like YouTube and their ad revenue and cloud not even getting touched or even close to getting beat by any other company, but as well as that, we have also seen them start a dividend and increase that dividend, which is a very bullish sign, especially for us long-term investors. Now, getting a dividend is really going to be something that a lot of people will look for, and the people who aren't looking for it is still a great plus. Now, I'm not really taking that too much into consideration here because that dividend is only 20 cents a share, but nonetheless, that does stack up as you guys do begin to get more shares into this. So I do think that Google is a good ad here, especially also with all their quantum computing news that they've had out recently. That stuff is looking very, very interesting. So I do think that we can drop down a little bit more from where we are today. And I would look to start to add once we do get into this golden zone, really once we do get below 151. Now, I don't know if we're really going to get below that. I think we could see a strong dip and Google holds that because this area right here was quite a while ago. This was actually the 2022 dip. I don't really see us getting much below that as Google has kind of underperformed the market in the past. So I do think it will have some catching up to do in the next bull run, which makes me very, very bullish. And whether this is a dip or not in the broader market, I do think that Google will outperform the markets in the long term. So I do think that this is a good add here. And I think adding anywhere below 151 to 122, if you can get shares below 122, I might throw my whole entire portfolio into Google because for a long-term stock to be able to get it at that low of a valuation, where Google is already sitting at a low valuation of 22 times sales, which is the lowest by far in the top Mag 7 stocks. So I do think not only is this company the cheapest Mag 7 stock and the cheapest, big company here, I do think that Google will see some more downside, giving us even better discounted prices where we can go ahead and enter, hopefully below 151, and then anywhere in this golden zone from around 146 to 131. And then if we are to be able, or if we are able to get an entry below 122, I don't think that will be possible. But if we are to, I will be adding an insane amount of shares there. So I think that is an area where you can target, but I think a realistic target would be anything below 151 and then into that golden zone of around 147 to 132. So, excuse me. I do think that Google is a great ad along with these other names that we talked about in Rocket Lab and Oscar. I do want to hear you guys' comments down below. Let me know what you guys think of these three stocks. And then also let me know what you guys think of the broader market as a whole. Do you think we're headed for a bigger correction or is this just a big dip and people are getting scared like always, selling out of those positions, and you're a long-term hodler and you think that this is just a little bump in the road? So let me know what you guys think about that down below. And then as well as that, make sure you guys do join up in that free Discord so you guys can have a chance of winning some free premium for life. And I'll see you guys in the next one.